Well, one of the things that I noticed in looking at the list of churches that have closed is that so many of them served Eastern European populations, Croats, Hungarians, Germans, Slovaks, Slovenes, you name it. Lorraine still has a big immigrant draw, but it's Puerto Ricans. It's one of the higher Puerto Rican populations in the country. In fact, Puerto Ricans outnumber African Americans in Lorraine. And I wondered, and Puerto Ricans tend to be Catholic. And I wondered, with the closing of those churches, which used to provide services in the language of the people, of the immigrants, is the church still providing that kind of thing for the new immigrants?
Sure, we've been doing it for years.
Okay.
It's Sacred Heart Chapel in Lorraine. It probably, well, it's either the biggest or the second biggest congregation in Lorraine. You know, and it's a Spanish parish. Yeah. I mean, we're not against immigrants. You know, the church has led the way since 1850, having, you know, parishes of specific ethnic groups in the United States. You know, before that, the world had never seen ethnic parishes. I mean, in Hungary, you had Hungarian parishes. In France, you had French parishes. I mean, you know, the idea of having parishes for other groups started in the United States back in the mid-19th century. But yeah, I mean, we have, what, 2 parishes that are, you know, specifically focused on, you know, on Hispanics. You know, La Sagrada Familia over at Detroit, right next to St. Augustine Manor, and then Sacred Heart Chapel out here in Lorraine. And we have St. Michael the Archangel, that's probably 90% Hispanic. Also, Our Lady of Lourdes, on, you know, just off of East 55th, you know, which again is well over, you know, 75% Hispanic. St. Mary in Worcester and St. Mary's in Painesville has a very large, you know, Hispanic population. And we're able to service them because the diocese, you know, did something in 1964, started a mission to El Salvador. And in 2 years, we'll celebrate the 50th anniversary of the mission. And we have had priests and nuns in El Salvador for 48 years. And 2 of them were killed in 1980, referred to as the women martyrs of El Salvador, you know, from our diocese. Well, what has happened, of course, our priests have gone down there, spent 5 or 10 years, and then they come back, and they're the ones that are staffing these parishes with, you know, priestly presence and all, because they know the language and they know the customs. You know, in 1964, when they did this, no one ever planned that there would be a benefit that came from it. But the same thing happened in Boston, too. I mean, Boston and Cleveland were the only 2 in the country that actually started, you know, a mission, you know, diocesan sponsored in another country.